Hello, welcome to another episode of Meaghan Chitwood Live. In this episode, we are talking about the referral process, all the steps that you need to take to make sure you are getting predictable referrals. So let's get started. You can catch us on Mondays at 9 a.m. Central Time at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also catch the replays on Instagram, and of course, they will forever be on YouTube as well. Welcome to another episode. We are talking process. If you don't know anything about me, or if you don't know me very well, I am an engineer. I have an engineering brain, and I love breaking down the people and the process of things to make them come together to work out brilliantly. So what is the referral process? There's many steps in the referral process that I want to illustrate for all of you so that you know exactly what you need to do first, second, and third to build a referral partnership, build a process, a system for getting more referrals. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is what are the steps we take in order to build two referrals from one particular source. This is, if I was working with you, what are all of the steps that we need to go through in order for a referral to work every single time? Step number one is trust. We have to get to the point where I trust you and you trust me. No one will pass you referrals if they don't trust you. The reason for that is every single time I recommend something, I'm going out on a limb a little bit, right? Even if I recommend a product, let's not even talk about a person. If I recommend a product and that person tries the product and the product isn't as good as they thought it was going to be, they're going to come back to me and say, that wasn't that good. Why was that? That wasn't that good. So every single time I pass a referral to you, I want to make sure that ultimately that referral comes back and says, oh my gosh, that was just amazing. And the foundation of all of that is trust. How do you build trust? Many times when you're working on building trust, you need to think about, does the person have integrity? Like, do you believe that they're going to do all the things they think? Do you believe they're going to do the right thing when something happens as well? What is their intention? What is the intention that they have? Do they intend on helping me and I help them? Do they intend on taking full advantage of me? What is the ultimate intention? And do I trust that intention? Do they have the capability to do the thing that they say they're going to do? So if I looked at you and said, I'm going to do personal training. That's just what I'm going to do. You would look at me and say, well, do you have the credentials? Well, no, not really, because I can barely even work out on my own without a trainer, right? So do I have the capability of actually doing it? No, I don't. I don't have the certifications. I don't have the education. I don't have the passion behind it. So I am not capable of actually doing that. So do they actually have the capability of doing the things that they say they're going to do within their profession as well? And then another one that I think helps really build credibility is around results. What are the results that person is actually getting? And if they're getting really good results somewhere, then they can probably get really good results for me. Easiest one example of that is marketing. If somebody's doing a great marketing program and you're able to see results coming in for someone else, that proves results. So how can you build trust? Well, trust is really more of a conversation and interaction with people. It's getting to know each other really, really effectively as well. And in BNI, we use what we call the gains exchange, which is we talk about our goals, we talk about our accomplishments, we talk about our interests, our networks, and our skills. So each of those things helps us understand a little bit more about the integrity, the intention, the capability, and the results that other people have had, which just allows us to have a great conversation around that. So that is what we use primarily as the starting place. Is literally we have people sit down and write out, what are all your goals? What are all of your accomplishments? What are all of your interests? What are all of your networks? And what are all of your skills? I'll go into a deeper dive on why those things are so important, but it's just great conversation starters and very easy place to actually start. So that's trust. Once you get to the point where you go, okay, I think I can trust this person. I think I believe in what they do, right? That's a foundation of trust as well. The next step that I really need to understand is, do I have the understanding of their business to be able to recommend them well? Okay. Do I have that? So I'm going to give you a funny example. I'm going to leave the businesses out, but I'm going to give you a couple of funny examples. I have a marketing company that I'm using, and we're getting really, really great results. I honestly have zero clue how any of it works, but all I know is we're getting really good results. And so my joke is always, I'm assuming it's legal. They always tell me it is legal, but the results are so awesome. Then they say, yeah. And so I kid around about it being legal because I don't have the knowledge to explain what they are doing. Now, I don't need a lot of that knowledge, but in this particular case, I might need to know what is the type of marketing they're doing. I need knowledge on that, right? I need to have that soundbite on how can I really introduce this concept to someone else? What are the things that I need to know in order to be able to talk intelligently? So right now I say they're getting me really great results and I'm assuming it's legal, which is probably not the best introduction, but it is. How do I talk about this? How do I really explain it? Insurance is another interesting one. Sometimes insurance is as simple as they're a reputable company and they saved me a bunch of money, right? So that can be an easy way to build some knowledge around it. But I need to have those talking points. Once I identify if I'm talking to somebody who would need your product or service, what do I need to know about your business in order to be able to start that conversation with them? And that is as simple as sitting down and talking to each other and saying, so these are the types of people I'm around all the time. These are the types of conversations I'm having with my clients. So what would be an easy way for me to talk to them about your business as well? That's the knowledge that I'll ultimately need once I trust you. Now, who are we going after? In B&I, the other thing we do on a weekly basis in our weekly presentations is another piece of knowledge is I want to be introduced to. Who is the person that I actually want an introduction to? That is knowledge about the business to help me understand how to move forward with all of that. All right. So that's all about knowledge. Okay. What do you help people do? How does that work? And all of those things. All right. The next piece is then I've got to understand how to qualify that there is a need. Okay. How to qualify that there is a need. So, I got a great example for that one. All right. So I don't know if you've noticed, if you've seen former pictures of me, but former pictures of me, you will notice that I do not have these two little streaks. It was actually really funny. A couple of years ago when I decided that I wanted to add this to my repertoire, a guy comes up to me outside the United States and he was like, "You look really tired." And I said, "Why do I look so tired? Why do you think?" Or I was like, "I've been busy, but and he pointed to my hair. That's why I look so tired. So anyway, we'll use this as an example. Someone who doesn't assume that I really like this could walk up to me and say, "Oh, you look like you really need to have your hair dyed." Right? And how awkward would that be? And be like, "No, actually, this is what I'm going for." Right? So how do I identify and qualify a need? The reason why I use this as an example is because sometimes we get into situations where we can see the person might have a need, but we have to figure out a way to qualify that need, right? So if you see me in pain and you can tell that my back really hurts, right? Saying, "Do you want to help?" Say, do you want to become pain-free? The answer that's usually a really, really safe place. If you were to walk up to me and say, "Do you think you need to get your hair dyed?" Like my 8-year-old son does sometimes, I'd be like, "That was kind of offensive now, wasn't it?" So the question is, how do we actually qualify that there is a need for what you do? So in some ways we can look at it and we can see exactly that there's a need. We can use all of our senses to understand that. 3 great ways to identify that there is a need that someone wants to fix is listening for planning, bragging, and complaining. So planning. I'm planning on getting married. I'm planning a vacation. I'm planning for retirement. I'm planning to save for my children to go to college. All of those are kind of planning statements. You don't have to listen to the word planning, but it's, oh yeah, we're going on a vacation. Oh yeah, I just got engaged, right? Those are all kind of planning kind of things, right? They're going to be planning something after you hear a statement like that. So with planning, basically it just helps you qualify the need. Similarly with complaining, I talked about complaining about my back, or bragging. Oh my gosh, we just got a brand new house. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? Bragging. Those things. Then if you listen to those, what question do I ultimately need to ask in order to qualify that need for you? We'll go into a deeper dive into each one of these in the following weeks as well. Next is, how do I qualify that as a solution? How do I tell them that I have the solution for them, which is you, right? How do I actually do that? How do I bring you up as the solution in a way that will meet them exactly where they are? So that's the next step, that solution. Once I've done all of that, now I can actually give you the referral, right? I have trust with you. I have knowledge with you. I then know what I'm listening for and how to qualify. I can produce you as the solution. And now I actually present this to my referral partner. So give a little bit of details about what you do and how you do it, and give how do I really want to make that introduction, all of those kinds of things. So it's actually the referral actually comes much, much later than you might think. The next two are bonuses, but are really, really good. After the referral is complete, you really need to review and evaluate it. How did it go? What could I have done better? All those kinds of things. So really reviewing and evaluating, was it a good referral? Wasn't it a good referral? What can I have done differently to make it better? What do you want me to do differently into the future as well? This is a great way to just hone your skill and get better and better at it. And then last but not least is tracking and rewarding, making sure that you are keeping track when people do give you a referral, so that ultimately you can thank them for that referral. So thanking them for that referral makes them want to give you more referrals as well. So in the upcoming weeks, we're going to do a deeper dive in each one of these and help you really understand how to take each of these steps and really understand it for your business, and then understand how to present it to others as well. So stay tuned for more in the upcoming weeks. I hope you have a great week, and can't wait to see you next week.